Today my agenda is that how to implement entity framework using code first and web API as well as ASP.NET Core API, and today I will be discuss how to implement entity framework in and ASP.NET Core API. Let's start. And this is Visual Studio 2019, and I have created a project. You can see that here, test API. This is my ASP.NET Core API. After creating project, and simply the first one step is that and add NuGet package, and you have to remember that, and you have to need three different package. And the first one is that Microsoft Entity Framework Core, and second is that Microsoft Entity Framework Core SQL Server, and Microsoft Entity Framework Tools. Three different package we have to need install your application, and you can see here, and these are three packages I have installed already. But when you start, then you have to need to install three different package in your application simply, and similar to like that, and click on your application, right? And you can see that here manage NuGet package. Just click on this one, and you can see that this one window, and browse. Click on browse. Put here your package name like that, entity framework, and you can see that here entity framework core, and like that. Click on this one. Simply you can see that here, and install and uninstall button, and simply click on this one button, and your package has been successfully installed. After that, add package. Create a model folder. Inside the model folder I have created a demo model class name, and you can see that here demo model, and I have written some property id, name and address, and before and above id I have written generated option dot identity, and basically used to for it auto increment id. And next step is that I have complete two steps. First one is that create a project, and second is that and implement add three different packages in your application. You have seen already. And third one step is that add model class. You have already added model class, and after that create a controller, and you can see that here I have created a controller name is that home controller. Add a controller class, and simply in controller folder I have created a home controller class, and inside the home controller you can see that here and created a home controller, and import simply here inherited controller base class, and declare here API controller and root controller like that. And after that create a constructor home controller. This part has been completed control level. And next step is that data context class. You can see here, and I have created data context class. You can see I have created data context class. Simply I have created data context class and data db context, and simply create and constructor db context, and pass db context options, and just passed here my class name and base options, and public virtual db chat. Use here my model class name like that. And I have completed some steps. You can see here, and data demo context class has been created successfully, and also model class, and also controller. These are steps have been completed. Next step is that in your app setting simply define here connection string in your app setting.json. I have declared here my connection string. You can see that here in the server and connection string and demo connection name, and name of the server name and database name, and also showing here user id and password. You can see that here server and database name. And here after declare the connection string inside the app setting.json, and in startup.cs simply you have to put like that. Simply here service.add db context, and put here your context class and which one you have created, and simply like that options and options.SQL server configuration dot get connection string, and put here connection string name which one name you have declared inside the app setting.json. And this one part has been completed. And after that we can see that here, and my database name is demo. You can see that here, and in my database you can see that here in demo not showing here. Add migration now. Simply click on tools, and here package manage controller, package manager console. Just click on this one. Just put here add migration command, and you can see here add migration and name of the initial DB. Just enter, and we can see that here add migration built successfully. You can see that here, and you can see that here also, and in my project, and generate a new folder name migrations, and you can see that here initial DB like that, and simply put here command update database. Just enter. Using command update database, your database has been successfully built, and we can see that in my database. Simply refresh database. We can see that here my database name is demo. You can see that here this is one has been generated successfully, and simply we can check here inside the table. Just select data model for 1000, and we can see that here in this table not showing any one record. Just after that add migration part has been completed successfully, and you can see that inside the project I have completed almost all parts. Now next step is that inside your controller, in this controller inject here your context class, db context class, and we can see that here in this my controller home controller, and I have used here db, I use here demo context. Simply write down here private read only demo context db, and in home controller I use inject demo context and also underscore db, and simply declare here like that. And after that in this controller we write down a function. We can see that here in this home controller I have written a function. Function name is save user data and http get, and I pass here save user data, and in this save user data and just data model I create an instance of data model. You can see that here, and data model dm in is equal to new data model, and simply in my data model have two properties name and address, and simply hard code I pass here name and address like that, and using here db.demo model dot add dm, and after that write down command here save changes. You can see that here, and the implementation of entity framework, how to save data in database. Just run this one application and how to work, and you can see that here in this function have return type bool and return true. Once data save in database and automatically return true. Just run this one application, and we can see that here the my API has been run successfully. You can see that here, and localhost 65498 and weather forecast. Simply and simply I want to call this one function. You can see that here this function belong to home controller, and this API home controller and save user data. Simply in your browser put here your home controller name like that home and your function name, and after that click here, and we can see that here hit on my function now, and we can see that here, and hit on my this one function, and debugging here on save changes, and just simply continue, and you can see that here and this function return true. That's the response is true. That means my data save in database, and just click on database and execute this one query simply, and we can see that in table and showing record test and address Delhi. That means my data in database, that means save database, save data in database successfully. We can see that here, and simply, and I have created a project. Project name is that test API is a API project in ASP.NET Core, and after that creating the project you have to know about three different package you have to need to install your application: Microsoft Entity Framework Core and Microsoft Entity Framework SQL, and third one is that Microsoft Entity Framework Tools. Three different package you have to need to install your application. Next step is that create a data model class, and third one step is that create home controller and any other controller class, and which one class contain your function name. And next step is that create data context class, and I have created, you know that very well. And next step is that create data context class, and after that inject connection string in app setting.json, and after that configuration setting in startup.cs class, data context and your connection string. And next step is that and add migration, and after that write down a function your controller and just call your API function and save data in database. Thank you so much for watching this video.